LEGO 4299 here today with another custom LEGO minifigure showcase video. And today I have my part 2 to my Star Wars The Force Awakens custom minifigure showcase. And today we have Finn, Rey, BB-8, Poe Dameron, Captain Phasma, 2 First Order Stormtroopers, and Kylo Ren to finish off the 2-part showcase that I'm doing for The Force Awakens that will be premiering tonight when you guys are watching this. I am very excited to go see the movie. If you guys have not checked out part 1, do so. You can see the other characters in that. And I decided to split up the videos just because it's just a lot of figures, and I know you guys don't want to sit around and watch a really long, like maybe an hour video of me talking about each figure. So I'm not going to go too long into this, but these minifigures turned out every way I wanted them to, and I'm really excited about this movie, guys. So yeah, let's go into a full close-up 360 of all these minifigures. Okay guys, so here we have BB-8. Now, BB-8 is a very interesting figure to paint. I've never really painted on such a round object before, and I packed a lot of detail into this figure, as you guys can tell. And I put more, like at first, I didn't know what to do with BB-8. I wasn't even going to consider him a custom, because all I was going to do was chop the stud off of Lego's BB-8 right here, as you can see. This is Lego's compared to mine. It's ridiculous. But I was going to chop the stud off that Lego had put under their BB-8 for some reason. It's just to keep it off the ground. But either way, I didn't like the stud. And once I chopped it off and then looked at a photo of BB-8, I was like, there was a lot of stuff missing. And then I got to work, and as you can tell, the end result is pretty awesome. You can see I outlined every single orange circle and then added in all these panels with bolts and different spots. Now I know there are supposed to be some kind of like circles on some of them. I did notice those. I did miss those. But he is chock full of detail. I also rounded out the bottom, as you can see down here, and I sanded that. And I do like it without the stud more than with the stud, in my personal opinion. And then on the head, as you can see, I re-outlined all the printing that they had in black, and then ran around all the orange with black, added in all the little panels, vents, and just all this little bit of detail that's into this figure, and it turned out to be one of my favorites of The Force Awakens. I think it was the second one I finished. But BB-8 turned out really awesome in the end, guys. I hopefully you guys agree. I put a lot of work into BB-8, and some of the smallest detailing I've done ever, especially on the head. Like you see those little spots, those were not easy to paint on, but I was able to make them look very, they weren't very lopsided, they all look very nice, and I was pretty proud of myself. So this figure is a very nice achievement, and I am pretty proud of it. And I hope you guys think it's pretty awesome too, the same as I am glorifying this little figure. But I put a lot of work into him, and there's not much else to say. There's not a lot of detail to go over. The head is still movable, as you guys can tell. If I can move it around, yep, still comes off. And it's still actually a normal BB-8, and turned out really nice in the end. So yeah, that's BB-8 from The Force Awakens. Alright guys, so Rey here, she turned out really awesome, as you guys can see. All the detail I was able to pack into this figure, she looks printed. Like how smooth it looks and how the transition looks. I really am happy and proud of myself that I was able to make it look so, you know, like just there. I don't know how to describe it. It just looks great in person. It looks great on camera. And this minifigure turned out great. She's one of my favorite figures I've ever made. Just how accurate I was able to portray her in her outfit. So she does have a accessory here. As you can see, we have her bow staff that she has in all the Lego sets, except for the Falcon. But she will be sporting this throughout the movie, probably a lot. So I just had this with her, and that is her accessory. Now, as you guys can see, all this is painted except for the face. The face is Lego's face that they printed, and it does have a double-sided head, if you guys do remember that. And either way, both sides of the head are great. I really do like them. Lego did portray Daisy Ridley. Is it Daisy Ridley? I can't remember. They portrayed the actress for Rey very well with these heads. I also use this head for my Evie figure from Assassin's Creed Syndicate, if you guys remember that, because it does portray her quite a lot. Now, a little comparison between mine and Legos. You can see I was able to just replicate it onto an area-like curved torso. As you can see, she is sporting an area-like curved torso, and it looks really nice. So I do have before we go really deep into the figure, I want to swap some stuff out real quick. So let me do that real quick just to show you some accessories I made for her. So as you guys can tell, I did actually paint the like mask piece that we got with her in the Rey Speeder set. Here's what it used to look like. As you can see, I've done a lot of detail onto it, and it's for the better. As you can see, her floodlight is painted in blue. She has some white lines on her glass pieces just to give like a reflection, and then all the wrinkles in the fabric are outlined in a darker tan color. As you can see, they do go all the way on the top of the minifigure and on the front of the figure. I also just swapped her out with some dark brown hands to represent the gloves that she's wearing when she seems to be sporting this type of mask piece. So yeah, I wanted to show that I did actually make that, and yeah, so let me just remove this real quick and we can talk about the rest of the figure. Alright, so the torso of Rey, as you guys can see, is more or less Lego's design, but with a few variations, such as by the belts. You can see I have a brown strap instead of like this fabric-y stuff that Lego seems to have by theirs. And just some wrinkles added here and there, and some of them might be a little different than Legos. But as you can see, the torso design is pretty much the same. Down by the legs, you can see the fabric going down, and then you can see her boots and her flesh tone. They do wrap around on all four sides. Let me show you. As you guys can see, they do go on the inside of the legs, so that's pretty nice. Then the straps do lead down to a little pouch I decided to paint on the side of the leg, and that does connect to both sides. It's really nice. The back of the legs, fabric-wise, is my own design because Lego did not print anything there, so I painted on my own design. Seems to work pretty well. I like it. And then the back of the torso, as you guys can see, is just Lego's design as well. And then up top by the shoulders, I actually painted some of the fabric going down. As you guys can see, it goes all the way to the back, and it looks really nice. Let me just fix his head a little bit. So the arms of the minifigure, now before you go saying they are light gray, I know that they're light gray, but I don't have very good light gray paint, so I decided to make them tan as they are. If I did have good light gray paint, I would make them match that and work it that way. But I don't have very good light gray paint, so eventually in the future, hopefully I can find some. If any of you have any suggestions, if you guys paint and you use light gray paint, tell me which type you use. It would be very much appreciated. But as you can see, there's the flesh exposed up towards the shoulder. And then on her left hand here, yeah, her left hand, she has this like van brace, like a gauntlet or something like that. I don't know what you would call that, but it's on her wrist. And as you can see, it does have a strap going all the way around. It does continue onto the inside of the hand as well. You can see right there. And that turned out really nice as well. And then on the side of her legs, you can see I did add some dark gray striping to represent some more wrinkles. And I do not have it on the side because the pouch is in the way. But yeah, so that's about it for Rey. There's not much else to go over. She is one of my favorite figures I've ever made, as you guys can tell. All the detail and work that was able to be packed in this figure, and how seamless it looks really just is the thing for me. How great this minifigure looks in person and on camera. Hopefully you guys agree as well. That's Rey. Alright guys, so Finn, the main character of The Force Awakens, I really do think he's the main character. I believe it has been confirmed or something. I don't know, but you know what's awesome? He's a black dude. He's a black guy, and he's going to be the main character. And we don't ever see that in movies now. And to see that, that's awesome. And just by telling from the trailers, you can tell that he's going to be a pivotal character in the Star Wars movie. Episode 7. But real quick to get out of the way, his accessories as being the blaster he had in the Falcon. I know he has this really cool looking blaster in the film, but I couldn't make that. So we do have this, and I also do have a standard blue lightsaber for him. So let me just give that to him real quick for you guys can see what that looks like. As you can see, it looks pretty cool. I can't wait to see him use this in the film. He has Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber, as you can tell by the hilt. And it'll be pretty interesting to see how he got that. So as for Finn here, A lot of it is Legos. Not a lot of this figure is mine, but Lego did a really good job with their torso that they gave us in the Falcon set. I really do like it a lot. It's very cool. It's got all the detailing on there. And I know when you look at it, it's kind of an orangish color, and I do notice in the film it is a little bit of a darker type of tannish orange. I don't know how to describe the color, but I did decide to go with Lego's coloring, and I'm just going to have to deal with that. Excuse me. So the head is Lego's, and I did not alter it in any way with their new hairpiece. That is very nice. He also has the alternative facial expression, as we all know. This really nice one here. So he has that still. And the only thing I did to the torso is I added in the flesh by his neck, as you can see right there, up on the top of the torso, and that's all I did. And the main amount of detail is on the arms and his shoes. So on his arms, as you guys can see, I did add a ton of detailing. So as you can see, there's two black lines going down with every individual little stripe with a strap with a buckle on the bottom. There's some padding on the shoulder, not the shoulder pads, the elbow pads, excuse me. And it is the exact same on both sides of the minifigure's arms. Now the legs of the figure are the Death Star Trooper legs. I just took them and then I painted on some tan shoes with the front of them in gray. They do wrap around all the way around the figure, as you can tell. And originally I had them in gray, and then I realized they were in tan, so I fixed that real quick, and I kept the gray in there for like the front of the shoe, and I like how it looks. And that's it. There really isn't much to say about Finn. He was pretty easy to make. I do like how the arms turned out, as you guys could tell. I did add the like individual orange stripes that do match the back of the jacket that does have those type of stripes on it. So I really like how Finn turned out. I'm really excited to see how his character plays out in The Force Awakens. I don't know if he was part of the First Order or whatnot, but he was wearing armor, so it's going to be interesting to see his story and how it unfolds in the Star Wars universe. Alright guys, so Poe Dameron. Now Poe Dameron, I do not know how major of a character he's going to play. We haven't seen him much in the trailers. Well, we've seen him in the trailers, but not like showing what he's going to be doing in the film. And I've loved the trailers so far. They haven't given us anything. They're like the best movie trailers ever. And studios need to learn from J.J. Abrams how to make trailers. But as you can see, this minifigure is using Lego's helmet, face, torso, and legs, and technically it's arms, but I painted the arms. So I guess we'll go over the head. I do not have any accessories for Poe Dameron because I know he has a pistol. I forgot to paint on the holster, and I just couldn't find a pistol that matched, so he doesn't have any accessories. But he does have his helmet that is provided by Lego, as you guys can see. All I did is I added a bit of weathering. You can't really tell, but I added a tad bit of weathering to the helmet. But overall, this helmet is great. This is like one of the best molds Lego has ever done. It's got the the translucent little like visor in there, and it's really cool. So let me get that out of the way real quick. As you can see, there's Lego's printed head with his alternative facial expressions that do match Oscar Isaac very nicely. The torso I did not do anything to, as you guys can tell. On the back or the front, Lego did a really nice job, so I just didn't mess around with them whatsoever. And so on the arms of the minifigure, on the left arm here, as you can see, it is just these stripes going all the way down with a 3 little loops on top. I do not know what those loops would hold. They'd probably hold like these silver little tubes that the Rebel pilots had up there in the original movies, but they're just empty on the left side of there, on Poe's anyway. He also is utilizing tiny tactical glove tops on both hands. The link will be in the description down below to their store. Those are very useful for making gloves. Inspiration to give them to Poe Dameron anyway is from MGF Customs. When I was talking to him, he mentioned it, and I forgot I never gave them any. As you can see on this arm, I also have the exact same design, but without the 3 little loops on top. So there's that. Now for the legs, that's where most of, well, the added stuff besides the arms is. As you can see down below, I'm going to have to move the camera down a little bit so you guys can see it a little better. So let me just do that real quick. Alright, so as you guys can tell, I have the 2 little pockets down there with the straps continuing. The straps that weren't there anyway. You can see I have the dark gray strap going all the way around. As you can see, it does go in the center, I will show you. And then this even darker stray strap going on the side here with the 4 little silver like canister tube things. I don't know what you call those. They probably have a name. And then he has an exact same colors that strap his shoes or boots, I do not know, probably boots, in this exact same color. They do wrap around the entire, all four sides of the legs, along with the straps. As you guys can see, the straps do go inside the legs, and they look really nice. Then the straps on the topper, up the leg, as you can see, I did continue with a really bad gray color. I do not have a very good gray color. I mixed it. You can tell the mixed paint. It does not look that great, but as you can see, it does continue all the way up to the loop piece. Like the strap connector up there. And it's the same on this side. I also continued the little pockets that he has on the side of the legs. And that is what I did to Poe Dameron's legs. I did not add too much detailing to his entirety of his legs. Lego did a really nice job with the print that they already had made, and I just added a bit of detailing where it was needed. So yeah, guys, that's Poe Dameron. I don't know how much, real quick, as you guys can tell, I did forget about the holster there. I do know that. I just never got around to painting it. So he was one of my last figures I finished for this video, and he turned out pretty awesome in the end, and I really like his arms. Now, when we get to Kylo Ren, I will explain that the arms, I wanted them to look more like this, if you guys understand. By looking at these arms, you'll understand what I mean when I talk about Kylo, and you guys can understand that more if you guys didn't catch on to what I meant at this segment of the video. But that's it for Poe Dameron. Hopefully he'll be a pretty awesome character and a really good pilot. Alright guys, so here we have the First Order Stormtroopers, and I did make two of these guys because why not? It looks better this way anyway. So, as you guys can tell, they are both the same. I was able to make them look identical, and that was pretty awesome. Captain Phasma looks almost identical as well, but we'll get into her after this. So their accessories are the E11 designed by Brick Arms. I do not have the new overmolded, I don't know the name of it, but it's a new blaster that they have in the film. Brick Arms has made those, so if you guys want to spend $8 on them, definitely get those. I do not have the cash to get them, so I just took the E11s that I had, and I painted the top of the scopes with a silver, and then the end of the clip with white, and then the bottom of the gun with white, and the butt of the rifle with white. So let me remove those out of their hands real quick. So guys, I love the new design for the First Order Stormtroopers. They look great. So as you can see on the arms, I have the shoulder pad with the two little black lines down there, and then we have the wrist gauntlet where it separates with the two little black triangles, and then a stripe down the middle. No, on the side anyway. And then on top you can see we have the other stripe with a little indentation, and it does continue on the other arm. As you can see, is the exact same, and the same can be said for the other minifigure. It is just the same design on all four arms, and it turned out really nice in the end. As you can see, I was able to keep the shoulder pads more or less the same size, so it makes them look really nice. On the helmets, I did not do much. All I did was I filled in this gap here. There's like this indentation that goes all the way around that I filled in with black, and I also swapped the heads out with black heads just because I don't like the clone heads being under there. And then from the back you can just see like the bodysuit type of look. So I do like how that looks. I did not do anything to the torso. The torso looks fine. I did continue onto the belt piece. As you can see right here, I continued I made the other little I guess it's like an ammo pouch, I don't know. On this side, as you can see, also with the magnetic holster, I think, for the blaster rifles, and then the black continues all the way around the other side of the belt piece. Same can be said for that minifigure's, the other Stormtrooper is the same design, as you can see right there. They're both the same designs. And then they do continue onto this side, and on this side of the minifigure, you can see we have two other little pouches that are on the mini. This is accurate. They have two pouches on the side, and it is also on this figure. As you can see, I've just copied and pasted it on both. And then we have the black gloving that separates the boots from the thigh armor. As you can see right there, the same designs all the way around. It wraps all the way around. As you can see, we also have these two little indentations on the bottom of the feet down here. I do not know exactly what those are for, but they are accurate. Then the knee pads, Lego had printed on halfway, and I just painted the rest of them on, as you can tell. And on the inside of the legs, let me just open these up. I have continued the design of the minifigure all the way. As you guys can see, the design does continue on the inside of the legs on both sides. And overall, guys, these minifigures turned out really awesome. I was really happy that I was able to make them look the same, and that's key with doing something like this. So they turned out perfect. I have no complaints. I would like to get them the blasters that Brick Arms have made, the new overmolded ones. Those would be cool to have. And you can definitely see a Flame Trooper and a Snow Trooper after the movie comes out in part 3 of this video. I'll probably make it part 3 with some extra characters, maybe even some more of these guys, who knows. But these guys turned out really awesome, and hopefully you guys do agree. Alright guys, so here we have Captain Phasma. Now, Captain Phasma, I don't know what to expect from this character. I personally am hoping for a new Boba Fett. I'm hoping she'll be like the, the Boba Fett type of character that doesn't remove her helmet and just kind of the badass off-scene and doesn't speak much. I don't know what we'll see from her, but I'm pretty excited to see what happens in the film. So the helmet, all I did was I filled in the same spot that I filled in on the First Order Stormtroopers in black, and I did not continue the design up the top of the helmet. I tried to do it in black. It did not look really well, so I just left it how it is. It's a half print. It stops about there, but it still looks fine from the front. She does just have a black head underneath. I do not have a head for her because I don't know what they're going to make her look like, even if she takes off her helmet in the movie. Her accessory is the E11, just as the same as the Stormtroopers, just painted with silver markings, as you can see all around the gun. You can see all those designs. Let me just get that out of the way so we can look at the figure. I replaced the hands that LEGO had provided with black hands because I thought it looked better. The design on her arms is completely the same as the First Order Stormtroopers on both arms. So let me remove this cape real quick here. As you guys can see, it's the same design. I've added a little bit of silver here and there to do some kind of weathering or battle damage effect. The cape is from LEGO, and I did not edit it at any bit. It's the same design. I did not change the coloring or anything like that, and it looks really nice. The torso I did not mess around with as well. It is also LEGO's. The same can be said for the back of the torso. It is also the same as it was when you get it in the set. As I move around like this, the legs are the same design as the First Order Stormtroopers. As you can see, I continued that belt piece there, the magnetic holster, and then the knee pad, gloving going all the way around. No, it wouldn't be called gloving. Bodysuit, and then you can see the black belt piece all the way around. And let me remove this cape out of the way a little bit. As you guys can see under there, I do have the other pouches and the little bottom piece down there. And then the inside of the legs are the exact same design as they were on the First Order Stormtroopers. So, yeah, there's not much else on Phasma. She's literally just a copy of the First Order Stormtroopers, but in silver with a cape and a few different little detailings here and there. But she turned out really awesome, and I'm hoping that she'll be a pretty cool character in the movie, and she looks the part. Now, one thing that I do want to try to do, I'd like to get another one of these helmets, and you see where the black line is on front and on the back here? In the film, her helmet is more on an angle. I would like to try to get another helmet and try cutting it and seeing if I can make it look more like on an angle. In the future, we'll see what we can do, but for now we have this figure, and she turned out really nice in the end. And hopefully you guys also agree. I am pretty proud of this minifigure. The same with the First Order Stormtroopers. I was able to copy the exact same design onto all 3 figures. Alright guys, so here we have my final minifigure for my Star Wars The Force Awakens custom minifigure showcase, and we have Kylo Ren, the best for last. Now this was the last minifigure I finished for the video, and I wanted to do a lot to Kylo, and one thing that was not working was the mask. As you can see, these were my previous attempts of making the mask that did not turn out well. And the last one though, I took 2 days to work on it, and it was coming up to the date, and I was like, I'm not going to be able to finish. But what I decided on is I cut into a Lego hood to make it bigger inside, and was able to fit it on with the mask, and it looks really good. I really do like it. It turned out really nice. Every way I wanted it to. This minifigure turned out great. Now, if you guys remember when I was talking about Poe Dameron, I did want the arms to look more like how his lines were, and I might fix that in the future. Just because these are kind of a little inconsistent on both sides, but we'll get into that in a little bit. But the head. The sculpt turned out really nice, and as you can see, I am using a Lego hood. So let me zoom in on the head for you guys can see it. Just set this up a little bit. Sorry about this, but I want you guys to be able to see the detail that I put onto it. So as you guys can tell, I did outline the mask with some gray, and I added all the silver lining accurate to the character. As you can see, it is three-dimensional. It does pop out, and it turned out really nice. I'm not going to remove the hood because it might scratch off the paint on the top. I just kind of pressed it in and made it fit, and it looks really nice. And it really does seem to top off the minifigure, as you guys can see. I really do like it. So the rest of the figure, guys, the torso is the only thing that is Legos on this figure, and the like, I guess it's like a mini cape on his back. But we will go into his lightsaber real quick. As you can see, his accessory is his crossguard lightsaber that I can't wait to see in action. This thing looks awesome. So I just took Legos, as you can see, and I painted the middle piece in gunmetal to separate the blades. So that's all I did to it, and it works pretty well. So as you guys can see, I do have tiny tactical glove tops for Kylo Ren. I wanted to do that from the beginning, and he was the only one that I did put them on. Then MGF pointed out that I should probably put them on Poe, and that's why Poe has them. But originally Kylo was going to be the only one with tiny tactical glove tops, but they really do complete the minifigure. As you can see, there's just some gray lines representing his, kind of how his arm detailing is. I don't know how to subscribe that. But on his torso, as you can see, all I did was I painted the belt in a matted black color. Same can be said for the back of the figure. I also painted that belt piece in a matted black. And I did not do anything to Lego's little like mini cape. I do like this a lot, and it does really do the figure justice having it on. Now, as you can see, for the legs, I did make my own custom waist cape, gluing it onto a Lego belt piece. As you can see, we have the pieces of fabric in the front, and on the sides, the same designs that I had implemented onto the legs. I was originally just going to use the printed legs, but then I decided to give him a type of waist cape. Now the inside, you can see he does have some matted boots, but that is about it for detailing on the inside of the legs. So I didn't think he would need that much with the waist cape in the way. And yeah, but that's Kylo Ren, guys. This minifigure turned out every way I wanted him to. I would like to fix the arms, like I said, in the future. But overall, I really like it. The face especially, the mask really does top off the figure. And I'm excited to see who this guy is. This guy looks like he's going to be a menacing villain, and I can't wait to see him in action. Now, he doesn't have a Darth behind his name, if you notice, so I don't know if he's really a Sith. So we'll have to find out and see in the movie. I'm really excited about this movie, guys. I'm sure you guys are too. Thank you guys for sticking around. I did it. Now we're going to end off this video, but we're going to have a pretty cool ending. I'm going to have all the minifigures lined up together, and we'll be able to talk about them a little bit, and our excitement for Star Wars The Force Awakens. Thanks for watching, guys. That's about it, guys. We're done with my Star Wars The Force Awakens custom minifigure showcase. Part 2, technically part 1, this is the ending of both of them. I'm going to combine them into one technically kind of thing. But yeah, I did it. I made all 14 figures. I know I had to cut 2 of them out because of time constraints, but I still made 14 figures. This is the biggest amount of figures I've ever made for one single project. It just blows my mind that I was able to make all these guys. And your support has been very much so appreciated. This is one of the best years I've ever had, especially like YouTube wise. I've gotten 1,000 subscribers. You've all been super patient with me, and I've been able to hit this awesome deadline for a movie that I am super excited about. Star Wars was my childhood. It is who I am. It's made who I am. And if Star Wars wasn't there, I don't know what type of person I would be. It's been a huge part of my childhood, a huge part of my life. Without it, I wouldn't have gotten into Legos, and Star Wars is amazing, and I can't wait to see this movie. I have faith in Disney, I have faith in J.J. Abrams, and this movie looks great, guys. I am beyond excited. Alright guys, I'm gonna go see the movie. Hopefully you all have a great time at the theaters, and God bless you as you drive. And I don't know what else to say, guys. It's Star Wars. I'm super excited. May the Force be with you always. Peace out, guys. I'm going to go see The Force Awakens. I'm going to lose it. Alright, guys. I'll see you guys around. Hope you guys have a nice day.